When I worked a 9 to 5, I felt like I had to try to be someone that I wasn't every day just to pay my bills. And it literally made me sick to my stomach, like it wasn't good for my health. Some mornings I would literally throw up at just the thought of going into a job that I hated, to be around people that I didn't like, and laugh at jokes that weren't funny, and code switch and play office politics and all that stuff. But now I've made over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product, doing a little over 900K by just being myself. We're living in the best time of the entire existence of the human race, because it has never been easier as it is today to build 6 and 7 figure businesses for yourself online by simply just being yourself and existing. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then your existence will just be worthless. I know it's a little dramatic. Your existence, you'll still live a good life, but you probably won't just get paid to simply exist. So let me break this down. Look, everything right now is about brand. And I used to be one of those marketing guys, like marketing. But no, brand is the foundation of everything, because there's 4 levels of entrepreneurship, which the foundation is branding. Then you have marketing. Then you have sales. And then here at the top, you have delegation, right? Branding, marketing, sales, and delegation. Foundation is branding. Then you market to the people that you brand to. Then you sell to the people that you market to. And then once you have some money coming in your business, you can delegate other tasks by leveraging your capital, right? But the branding here is everything. And there's no better brand to build for yourself today outside of a personal brand. Now, I said this word leverage once you have some money actually coming in your business. That's why delegation is here at the top, because wealth has always been created since the beginning of time from leverage. But you have to understand that there's 4 levels of leverage also. And these 4 levels of leverage are labor, capital, code, and media. Now, you really got to understand this in order for you to actually just make some money by being yourself. You have to understand leverage. Now, what I like to call the new rich are getting rich off of media today. Way back in the day when people got wealthy, it was by leveraging labor. Back in the day of kings and queens and indentured servitude and slavery and all that type of stuff, people, they got wealthy in the beginning by leveraging human capital. Then the next wave of people that got rich and wealthy, they leveraged capital, like the John D. Rockefellers, all the way up to somebody like a Warren Buffett, right? So like if I use John D. Rockefeller as an example, how he was able to take over the oil and gas industry was that he was able to leverage capital when the banking institutions were formed, right? But the thing about leveraging labor and capital is that you have to ask permission for these. Now, I know back in the day, people may not have had to ask permission for labor, but nowadays, if somebody's going to work for you, they have to give you the permission for that. If you're going to leverage somebody's capital, you have to get permission from a lending institution, right? But then where did the next wave of rich and wealthy people come from? They came from code. These are the Mark Zuckerbergs and all these software guys, right? But think about this right now. Where are the new rich coming from? The new rich are coming from people that are leveraging the media. And the great thing about code and media is that they are permissionless. You don't have to ask anybody's permission to go out and leverage some media. You don't have to ask anybody's permission to go and leverage some code. But I'm not going to talk about code right now because I don't know anything about writing code, but I do know about garnering an audience and leveraging media. And when you attach a product to the actual media, that is when so much money comes in. Just think about this. Think about all the billionaires right now. We got Rihanna, right? Riri. Riri became a billionaire from Fenty. But Fenty didn't make Rihanna a billionaire. Rihanna attaching the product of Fenty to Rihanna is what made her the actual billionaire. Think about somebody like Kylie Jenner. Love them or hate them, those Kardashians, I got a lot of respect for them because they built huge businesses for their family. And I know all the people that'll say, oh, well, she made a sex tape. She made a sex tape. Hey, a lot of people that got videos deep down in those photo albums on them phones or some stuff that they done did too, right? but they didn't become a billionaire with it. There's some business sense behind it. But Kylie, she leverages her media of Kylie Jenner, and then she sells all those lip kits, makeup, and all that type of stuff. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he has Terramana tequila, but the tequila did not make The Rock super rich. It's The Rock leveraging his media and then attaching that product. One of my favorite entrepreneurs, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, if you don't know who he is, actor, Deadpool, right? But Ryan Reynolds, he attaches his media, he leverages that. If you all don't know, Ryan Reynolds is basically a billionaire. He sold a company called Mint Mobile to T-Mobile for like hundreds of millions of dollars. And then he also has something called the Aviation Gin that he made like a buku amount of money off of also. And he also got that movie Deadpool made by simply just leaking some footage that he wasn't supposed to do on his YouTube. And that's how he actually got the whole movie of Deadpool to even get greenlit, because they didn't want to make it. Now, I know I gave you these examples of these big celebrities and whatnot, but the only reason why I gave those examples first is just because I want you to see how big this can actually get. Even the richest guy on the planet right now, Elon Musk, he went and he bought Twitter. Why? That is a form of media that he can leverage. Media is important, and this is where you can generate some serious wealth for yourself. Now, let me take it down to a level where you and I can use. This same exact blueprint and framework works for smaller level entrepreneurs. Think about all of the creators that you watch, or include myself, made a career and life-changing income off of just leveraging media and attaching a product to my media. Because think about this. We have social media and we have YouTube and we have smartphones, but the problem is most people are just doing dumb shit all day on smartphones instead of actually building businesses that will change their life off of those smartphones and those devices that literally can connect you to the entire world in a second. And here's the other thing. It is free to use. These platforms, we can use them for free. So if you're not focused on building a business off of something that connects you to the world for free, and these people say they want to be entrepreneurs, I'm like, just shut up. Why are you not taking advantage of this opportunity? So let's get into how you can work it so it don't work you. Look, there's no way around it. To leverage this media, you have to start producing content. Don't just be a consumer of content. You need to be a producer of content, because this is the media that you are going to leverage, and content sells. The thing that most entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs and creators are struggling with is being consistent in this content creation, because they're always thinking of what can I create? If I'm going to be a creator, what can I create? You don't need to be thinking about creation. What you need to be thinking about is documentation. So if you can document versus create, this is where a lot of the sauce is. And you document when you simply become the content. I don't have to think of that much content because I am the actual content. All that I do is just share everything that I'm doing day to day with you. And the best way to document is simply to work in public and teach everything that you know. It's that simple. And the mental hurdle that a lot of people can't get over is that they feel like they can't teach anything because they're not an expert, but they don't realize this. People don't teach because they're experts. They become experts because they teach. So if you work in public and simply just document everything that you're doing in real time and just share that and teach it with people, people will start to like you, and you'll start to build what's called the know, like, and trust factor. And that's how you actually start to build an audience. When you document yourself doing what you do best, and more importantly, doing what you do worst, that is what is going to build the connection with people. Because so many people are out here online and they're building these fake facades and these fake personalities that they can't keep up with. And eventually you may trick some people, but there's going to be some point where people are going to see through that bullshit. To whereas if most beginners just flat out honestly said like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm working on figuring it out, and this is what I did today, and this didn't work for me, and that did work for me. There's gonna be so many people that's gonna connect with that to be like, dang, I don't know what I'm doing too. But they have the courage to share what they don't know. That's how audiences get built. And then people starting off, they'll say stuff like, well, I don't have an audience. I'm like, don't you realize that everybody starts at zero? So how do you think that you'll get from 0 to 10 and 10 to 25, and 25 to 100, and 100 to 1,000, and 1,000 to beyond without sharing stuff. And here's the thing about this entrepreneurial journey, and it is a journey, my friend. You're never going to be at the level that you think you need to be at to do anything. That's why most people never get started, because they're waiting on a whole bunch of stuff, not realizing that massive imperfect action is what makes stuff start to happen. And the only way to figure out what does work is by failing and figuring out what doesn't work. So you're like, oh, won't do that again. And if you share those stories in real time, people will connect with that, because it's the stories that actually sell. But there's so many people that are not sharing their stories because in their own brain, they think that they have to be some type of Lambo driving guru before they can talk about something. Instead of working in public, becoming the content, teaching everything that you're learning along the way, and then you will start to attract like-minded people and build that audience, because like attracts like. And all that a digital product is a solution to a problem. And people are buying solutions from people that they know, like, and trust, because not only do they like their information, they like their personality, but they like their story. So I'll use myself as an example. Years ago, when I first got started as an entrepreneur, I was in a small niche in real estate. And I was a beginner, and I just started to work in public, and I was documenting everything that I was doing at the time on my social media. I was just sharing everything that I was doing at the time. People started to ask me questions about what it is that I was actually doing, because here's the funny thing. When you just have the heart to just publicly talk about something, because majority of the population doesn't work in public or talk about anything, you start to get viewed as the expert. That's why I said people don't teach because they're experts. People become experts because they teach. Because the valuable stuff that you don't realize is valuable yet inside of your brain, your intellectual property, people don't know that stuff. Some of the stuff that is so basic to me that I think everybody knows, it'd be the most mind-blowing stuff to somebody else, because they're not in my world. They're not doing the stuff that I'm doing literally every single day. So if I tell them literally step one, they're like, wow, because they haven't even took a step yet. And then people, they started to ask me certain questions. I was like, oh, I see that these same repeat questions is popping up all the time. I packaged up my knowledge. I sold a digital product. No different than what I'm doing now. Once I removed myself from real estate and took my business online full time, I do the same exact thing. I just work in public and I teach every single thing that I know off of the things that I'm going through each and every single day. I learn something, I implement something, I see it work, it didn't work, this didn't work, that didn't work, this did work for me. And then I come in and I tell you, hey, my friend, this worked for me. Hey, my friend, that didn't work. Don't do that. Hey, my friend, I made this much money doing this. It works. Hey, my friend, don't do this. I lost that much money off of that. That didn't work. I'm working in public as I build. But along the whole entire way, all that I'm doing is just being myself. And when you actually start to document instead of thinking of all these creation ideas, when you start to work in public, when you start to teach everything that you know publicly, people, they will tell you what it is that they actually need. And then you obsess over coming up with a solution to their problem. And then you attach that solution in the actual product, attach that to some media. That's how you get numbers coming in online in your business, like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less from stuff that you already know online with a digital product, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Crowded at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all of my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But I'm telling you, this is the best time in the entire history of the human race to build a 6, 7, and even 8-figure business online for yourself. I can't talk from an 8-figure range because I haven't made over $10 million, but I have made 7 figures. And I'm telling you, it primarily just comes up with looking at people first, identifying a problem that people have, building an avatar profile to where you're only speaking to one person within an actual niche, where most people, they're trying to talk to a whole niche. That's why they can't get any attention. Like, no, just speak to one person within that niche. Work in public, teach every single thing that you know, document instead of thinking of all these ideas that you can create, become the content, leverage your media to show them that you are working through it in real time, and then show them that you have obsessed over coming up with a solution to their problem more than they have, and they will pay you for that solution. But the whole way, you're just being your authentic self. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here on how you can create a product in one day and make a bare minimum of $100,000 with it. It's credited at the top.